Are you a boy? Or a girl? Hold on, let me check the contents of my pants. There's no discernible difference. Hey there guys, and welcome to the wonderful world of Nuzlocke. I am making this video to announce a new series, NU-locke, a Pokemon Black Never Used Tier Nuzlocke challenge. This is a Nuzlocke I've been wanting to do for about 4 months now, and because of real life I just haven't had time, and I am super stoked to be doing this! Yay, Nuzlockes! So for those that are unaware of what a Nuzlocke entails, it is essentially a Pokemon challenge run with a very specific set of self-imposed rules. Rule number 1. If a Pokemon faints at any given point in time, it is considered dead and must be released or permanently boxed. It can no longer be used, no exceptions. For this Nuzlocke, I am going to be releasing my Pokemon so that I can feel and miss them and really have motivation to not let them die, not that I don't already have motivation for them not to die. Rule number 2. You can only capture the first Pokemon you encounter on any given route. If that Pokemon faints or runs away, too bad. That was your Pokemon for the route, and you cannot capture anything else. Now, you might be wondering about this asterisk thing that's sitting over here. For this challenge, I will only be allowed to capture Pokemon whose final evolutionary form resides in the never used tier of Pokemon competitive battling. All others are not eligible for capture. For this run, I'll be using the Smogon NU tier. A full list of allowed Pokemon will be included in the description below. Considering that the NU tier consists of the most infrequently used Pokemon, I am looking forward to see how this will affect this particular run. Now, it's not that these Pokemon are necessarily bad, there are some gimmicky ones mixed inside the NU tier, but there are some Pokemon that are just outclassed by other Pokemon. They just don't do the same things as well. They might not have as much defense or HP, but they're still good Pokemon! And we're gonna use them! Now, in addition to these rules, I also have a couple of clauses that are active. We have a Dupes Clause, which means that once we've captured a Pokemon, all other Pokemon along its evolutionary line are now ineligible for capture. This is just to promote diversity inside our team, and so that we don't have an entire army of Lillipups or dogs or the same stuff over and over and over again. Gift Pokemon, as long as they reside within the NU tier, will not count towards the 1 Pokemon per route rule. This literally applies to a single Pokemon that may or may not see, hear, or speak evil, so it's not going to break the run by any stretch of the imagination. We are also running a Shiny Clause, which means that if I find a shiny Pokemon, I can catch it, but I cannot use it. It must stay boxed until the challenge is over. The odds of a shiny Pokemon appearing are about 1 in 8,000. It's basically a really rare event that happens, so if I see it, I'm capturing it, and I want it. Lastly, I have 2 additional restrictions that I tend to run in my Nuzlockes. First off, the battle style will be on set, which means no free Pokemon switching. By default, Pokemon is on a switch mechanism, which means that we get to switch our Pokemon in and out in between our opponent's turns when they send out a new Pokemon, and that's really cheap and easy. We're doing none of that. We're taking Pokemon off of easy mode. We're doing this the hard way. Speaking of the hard way, I will also be using what I shall henceforth refer to as the Fair Use Clause. What does this mean? I am only allowed to use healing items in battle if and only if my opponent has used one first, and to the maximum of however many they used. For example, if they use 2 full restores, I may use 2 full restores. If they don't use a single item, I cannot use a single item either. This is to prevent heal stalling, and then when combined with the set battle style, it tends to add a significant difficulty to a Nuzlocke. It also means I cannot just do a bunch of setup. I can't run like 1,000 Dragon Dances, or I can't use a bunch of bulk ups, or stat boosting abilities, and then just heal off the damage and then proceed to sweep my entire team. Alright, I believe that is everything. I will be making any oddball clarifications as I go, so I hope to see you in the first episode of NU-locke.